Dogs. Russ the Rowdy Dog, how we doing? Out for my walk. Getting ready to get a polar vortex in here. Apparently tonight there's going to be a sub-zero weather nor'easter moving down from the north and is going to kill us to 10 below and 40 mile an hour straight line north winds coming in. Crazy stuff. And it's supposed to last for like 3 or 4 days. 3 or 4 inches of snow and ice. You know, we just don't get that stuff here. It's almost 70 degrees here. In fact, I bet it's over 70. It's got to be 71, at least 71, 72 degrees. So I'm getting out in the neighborhood. Just dropped my baby girl off at karate and I'm going for a walk. And phew, it's been a good day. It's been a really good day. I have got many things in place for my course. And this is the Senior Fitness Revolution Fresh Start for 2022. The course is coming. It's out there. I've been advertising it. People are signing up. I've got reviews. People love the course. They're finding it very informative, easy to follow. Just fantastic. It's so nice when you put something out in a way that is helpful and not confusing, and that people respond to in a positive way. There is nothing more gratifying than that, and know that the content and the things that you know and that you've lived are helping others. Man, there's just nothing more powerful than that for your soul. Right here, man, for your soul. For mine anyway. Just makes me feel good to know that the things I've lived and what I've been putting out to the world is being received and used and being helpful for others. And that feels so good. Though some of those have even written reviews for me. And I put them in my I put them up in different places to I guess kind of brag, because I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that people are taking the time to give me their reviews, and feels good. This feels real good. And there's nothing more powerful than using what you've learned throughout your life to benefit others. There's nothing more powerful than that. All you guys need to remember that. I'm 61. I'll be 62 in April. And wow, to be able to give back to the community that can benefit from my knowledge and the things that I've learned, it's just a great feeling. It's very satisfying. Oh boy, it'll look a lot different tomorrow. After we get past today, this is supposed to be moving in sometime after like midnight tonight. It's supposed to move in, so we'll be waking up to sub-zero and probably either freezing rain or sleet first thing in the morning. It's supposed to have 2-3 inches, up to 4 inches of snow, ice, sleet coming in over the next 3 days. And in Oklahoma, when we get, I'll tell you what, it's crazy. The grocery stores this weekend were insane. People act like it's the end of the earth. I mean, it's the end of the world coming. They call it Snowmageddon here. And people just pack the grocery stores. They empty the shelves of milk and bread, and it's just nuts. You should always have a storage of some sort of food in your house to last you, well, at least a week, you know, for incidents, for unforeseen type incidents, you know. But you can't. Not anyway. People are just going to do what they're going to do. Anyway, feels good to get out and walk. Today was my weigh-in day. I lost a half a pound. I know why. I've been tracking exactly why. Because I track on my not my Fitbit. I do that. I track some of my stuff on my Fitbit, and I'm talking about my Weight Watchers app. You know, I track everything. So cool, because all I have to do is open up the app, hit the microphone, and say peanut M&Ms, and it'll tell me what a serving, how many points a serving of peanut M&Ms is. Boom, done. And I'll just hit the button, and it'll put it into my daily points. I get 33 points a day. And then if I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go a different way this time. Then, I ate M&Ms, and then my wife tried to hide these from me, but they're called praline pecans. Oh, they were so good. Oh man, I had some of those, but again, Weight Watcher app, hit the microphone, praline pecans, boom, there it is. A whole list of different kinds, different brands. And I found the brand, plugged it in. So, anyway. And then last week I went a little crazy on my splurge day on Saturday. And I ate a big old ribeye, some grilled shrimp. Anyway, it's like a 12-ounce ribeye. Again, just hit the Weight Watcher app and say 12-ounce ribeye, and it tells you exactly how many points it is. Pretty cool. But I did that. And then I went into the store. Got some ice cream. You know, I tracked everything, but I just went way over my points. I think I had 70 something points over what I normally have for the week. So instead of having my 33 points, and I get an extra 33 points for the week just in case, you know, a little fudge factor for you. Because they know you're going to have a day or two when you go over your points, and they give you a little fudge factor, but not 70 points worth. I went way over. So anyway, it's all good. I still lost half a pound. It was because of the activity I did. I finished my 20,000 push-up challenge for the month of January. I did 20,100 push-ups for the month of January. Half of it was a challenge that Jeff Lerner put up for the first of the year, you know. And I finished that on the 13th. And I went ahead and did another 10 as a personal challenge and a tribute to my cousin, Matt Mills. That was KIA, Navy SEAL. He was a Navy SEAL. He was killed in action in Afghanistan in 2011. And, you know, it's been 10 years. So I did the next 10,000 in tribute to him. And I don't think I could have done it unless Matt was pushing me. Thanks, Matt. God rest you, bud. Anyway, gang, I still think I got some of this COVID left over. I catch myself rasping when I'm walking or jogging, or I'm getting better. Don't get me wrong. I'm a heck of a lot further than where I was. Golly, that sun is bright. Whew. But yeah, still got a ways to go, I think. And it might help as I get this weight off, because I know I'll be able to jog a little more and get my heart rate up a little higher and so forth. Anyway, I'm just doing I'll do this walk, and Wednesday I probably won't be able to because it'll be cold, and Wednesday we'll have say we're going to hit 14 below with the the wind chill factor be 14 below zero here, straight line north wind. So I don't know if I'll be making another video then. Anyway, you got to get it while the getting's good. Of course, I have an elliptical in my shop, a real nice Nordic track elliptical, and a nice exercise bike as well. I can hop on those babies and get some training in using those. I don't like to use those. Too much work. No, it's just different. It's just a different kind of work, But love riding my bike. Just the elliptical thing has the hand things that you can pump. It's a good workout. It's really good. And I'll do that probably. Anyway, nice little neighborhood. And again, God, it's so nice that you guys get to come with me. Look at this sun. Look at this beautiful sky. Not a cloud in the sky. The Lord has blessed us with another beautiful day. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. My whole philosophy as an older adult, getting older every second, is we have to try to get to a healthy weight. We have to work our heart, and we have to try to use some sort of muscle building, whether that's body weight or whether you go to the gym. It doesn't matter. You should do something to work your body and to work your heart every day, with maybe 1 or 2 days a week where you take a break and allow your body to recuperate from that activity. This is my day of rest from exercise and working out, because along with doing these push-ups, that was 645 push-ups a day for 31 days. Now there are days like Sunday, that's my day off. That's the Lord's day of rest. I don't exercise or do any work on Sunday unless it's honeydews around the house that had to be done. But for the most part, during this challenge, that's the days I took off. So I knew I had to make up for that. So some days I did 1,200 push-ups. One day I think I did 1,300 and over 1,300 anyway in one day, to try and make up for the days I missed. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. So this is my day to rest. I'm just taking a leisurely stroll, not getting crazy with it. While my daughter's in karate, I'm gonna walk through this park up here, take a chill, and just chill out, relax, do some stretching, and just take it easy. During the days whenever I was doing my normal training as well. I wouldn't do chest because I didn't do any chest or shoulder work while I was doing this challenge, because you work the heck out of your shoulders and your chest, of course, when you're doing. And one thing I didn't realize, when you're doing those push-ups, you're working your triceps, and you're working your back too, your mid-back, not your lats, the sides of your back, but your mid-back up between your shoulder blades. That gets a heck of a workout too, doing these push-ups. And I got callus built up in the palms of my hands. I had carpal tunnel. See that kind of dark patch in the palm of my hand? That's from doing all the heck push-ups. Because I had carpal tunnel in both hands. Already had scar tissue there, but I had to be careful. I finally had to get some padded gloves because it was starting to irritate my wrists and irritate my carpal tunnel again. Boy, I didn't want to have that happen again. If any of you guys have ever suffered with or are suffering with carpal tunnel, it's awful. That's just from years and years of hard work, you know. I started out in the construction industry, in the commercial heat and air conditioning business, and building trades on my tools. I had a tool belt on my side. Shit, 30 years, 25 years of my life. And, you know, work with my hands. Harsh chemicals, working tools and hand tools. We didn't have all the fancy tools they had now, like these powered screwdrivers. You used the grip in your hand to do the, you know, breaking bolts loose and breaking screws loose. You had to have a strong grip, and I did. I had a very strong grip. We used to play finger bending or mercy, and guess who always won? This guy right here. I don't know if y'all remember playing mercy, but you clasp hands together and interlace your fingers, and you try to make the other guy go down and bend his wrist back. And I usually won. There's one guy, C.J. Hutchison, he could beat me. He's the only guy. Of course, he outweighed me by about 80 pounds. He got us into a big old fight in Kansas City one time. We were drinking trays. They were having 50-cent kamikaze night at this place called Applejacks in Kansas City, Missouri. And we were there, a whole crew of us. He's the guy that ran the crew. We put outdoor advertising up on highway billboards. You know, you run up and down the highways, those signs have got to be lit. And we were the guys that put the lights and electricity on. And we were in Kansas City on a big job. And we went to this bar called Applejacks, and they had 50-cent kamikaze night. And so CJ would order, he ordered, you know, 2 or 3 trays. I think there's about a dozen of us. And he'd order 2 or 3 trays, and these guys would bring them out on trays, you know, bar trays. I bet there was, 30 or 40 per tray, you know. And we'd race to see who could get to the last one. And we just kept buying these shots of kamikazes, and all of a sudden CJ wants to play mercy. That's the finger bending thing. Well, he got hold of me, and he knew I was the strongest guy there besides him. But he got a hold of my fingers, and he, instead of going down like this, he turned his hand around and went up. And I swear, he would have broke my wrists if I hadn't. Listen, he turned my wrist upside down like this and was bending me upwards. And I had to jump over his shoulder onto the table beside us to keep him from breaking my damn wrists. He was going to break my damn wrist, I swear. He wasn't going to stop, because I screamed, "Mercy, mercy!" And man, anyway, I jumped over his shoulder right on the table of these guys that were at the next table, and the fight was on, man. Good Lord, that whole damn place erupted into a big fight. Kamikaze shot glasses flying. I took one into the shoulder here, and I took a few of them out, but we ended up getting kicked out, of course. Police came, shut down the whole place. It was crazy. But that's just one of the crazy events from my youth. I think CJ's passed away. He had diabetes, terrible. I haven't heard from, God, I hadn't thought of that in years, man. I haven't thought of that in 20 years. That happened when I was about, it was before I got clean. That happened in like 84, 85. I was 24, 25 years old, full of piss and vinegar. Good Lord, man. Old CJ, he was a wild man. That whole crew was wild. That whole bunch, we were crazy, man. We partied, and we'd climb on these. We're talking about outdoor advertising. Some of them 60, 80 feet in the air. And back in those days, you didn't have safety gear. Or if they did, we didn't ever use it. We would climb around on those monkey boards and just hop around the corner, because those signs come into a V at the end, so they're narrow at one end, so they angle out to the highway so people can see them. And and they had catwalks. We called them monkey boards, and we just go around the end of them like nothing. No thought in our dang young minds that we could get killed dropping to the ground. We'd usually have a tool belt and a string of wire or conduit on our shoulder while we're doing it. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. And we didn't want to have to wait for the truck to come put the ladder up to let us down. We always took a rope up there and we'd all rappel down. One guy'd rappel and then he'd pull the rope back up, and the next guy'd rappel down. And shoot, man, it took too much time to go up and down the ladder, wait for the ladder truck to pull up, put up there. Anyway, crazy stuff. Fun days too, man. Those days were. I got a lot more stories. That's a pretty tame one, actually. But I got a bunch of them, man. I'm sure everybody else does too. You guys share them in the comments. If you got a story like this or one even crazier, put it up in here. But anyway, I am gonna finish my walk. I'm down along this creek. But that's the thing, guys. I didn't. You know what? I could have blown off this walk today because I forgot my headphones. I forgot my earbuds, and I thought, well, crap. I'm just gonna set my truck and not go for a walk. And then I thought, no, you go for your walk. Don't be stupid. Get your walk in. So what? So what? Roll with the punches, man. Life gets in the way. Life gives you lemon, make lemonade, right? Life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I'm telling you, man, it's so important that we learn how to roll with the punches, get back in the saddle. It's just like this diet thing. I got off my diet this week, and I knew it, but I still tracked. And I know what I did wrong, and I know what I need to do to get back on track, and that's what I'm going to do this week. One thing I can tell you is that I started a new system. Hey guys. And what it is, it's called Optavia. And I'll be talking more about that in the future. It's really an awesome diet system, health program, and I'm getting involved with that. And I'm gonna throw up some stuff here about it. Maybe a new type of diet health engagement system I'm gonna try. And I'll let y'all know how it goes. I'm not gonna say anything about it until I've tried it. I'm gonna try the food, see how I like it, and then I'll let you guys know how I feel about it and if it's worth doing. For me, I'll try it for me, and if I see that it's something that you guys may want to do, I'll put it up and I'll let you guys give it a go, okay? All right. Okay. Anyway, we're coming close to the end. Sure, y'all have a good evening. And I'm walking along the trail here. There's lots of people out, see, walking their babies in their stroller. They all know. We're fixing to have the Snowmageddon come in, so everybody's out trying to get a little exercise because they know they're going to be homebound. Hey, pup. Hey, old pup. Look at that pup. Hey, buddy. Good boy. Y'all know they're going to be ice or snowbound and not be able to get out on the road for 3 or 4 days. This weather, it can't make up its mind. we've had highs 77 degrees. And then just last week or the week before, we had sub-zero again, high winds, north winds. It actually froze our pipes in the north end of our house. And then we've never had that happen. We've lived in this house since 92. And we've never had our pipes freeze anywhere in the house. And we've had a lot of harsh weather, no doubt. But not like that. The north wind just pounding into the north exposure of the house and froze the pipes in the north wing bathroom. Crazy. So now we've learned. We get a little heater in there, opened up the doors, let the faucets drip when we know this stuff is coming. That way we're covered. Howdy.
Hello.
But anyway, that's what I'm a-doing. And I've already got all that set up. And you know, it's funny, I have a central atrium in my house, and there's a little pond in there. And used to, I don't know how they dealt with this before we bought the home, but it had a little pond and it had a drain in the pond. And if the rain came in too heavy, it just filled that thing up, and there was no way for that little drain to drain off all the water that would get caught in this. It's a central, it's all walled in, you know, there's glass on three sides and a rock wall on the other, so there's nowhere for any of this water to go. And the little drain in the little pond would get inundated, and then it would overflow the pond and just fill up the atrium. Hey guys. So anyway, I devised a sump pump system that would pump out the water whenever it would get inundated. It had a pump I submerged in the ground underneath. We've got rocks in there as kind of a foundation, and I dug a hole, put a sump pump down in there, and pumped it out over the roof. So whenever it rains hard, that sump pump will catch that water and pump it all out. Really cool. It works great. Little dog barking at me. See him there? Little dog. Little ankle biter. Anyway, so I test this pond about every 90 days. I'll get out there and I'll run water, because I've got a water source out there, which it never had before, but I ran a water line out there and put some valves so I can valve it off when I'm not using it, so it doesn't freeze, you know. And that's an interior, it doesn't ever get that cold. But anyway, I pumped water in there, and the other day I was cleaning it out, you know, getting rid of all the leaves and debris, because there's a Yopon holly tree in there, and it drops debris in the pond and stuff. And I'll get my water hose that's in there, and I'll clean up everything and clean the windows off, clean everything up. It's got gutters, you know, and I'll clean the gutters and stuff. But anyway, the last thing I do is turn the water hose on so it goes down in under this rock where the sump pump is, where it captures all the water that runs off into the atrium. Well, it was running and running and running, and normally it would, you know, it would run the water off and then shut off. But it never filled up. I never heard the pump kick on. I never saw the water flow off or anything. And finally, I look over, and I've got a gutter there, and it drains down back into the atrium, and that's fine, because the sump pump's going to catch it and carry it over the roof on a 2-inch PVC pipe and carry it out to the front of the house. But the water was flowing back down the gutter, so my 2-inch pipe up on the roof was busted somewhere, because it wasn't flowing out. It was just going up on the roof and then running back into the atrium. So anyway, I got up there and looked, and sure enough, that's about 30 feet of 2-inch PVC. And this is Schedule 80 PVC. It's not the light duty stuff. It's not irrigation pipe. This is heavy duty construction pipe. And That pipe was busted all to hell. I mean, every length of it, except where it was elbowed, where the elbow was that came up onto the roof. It was all busted to hell. So obviously it'd been holding water. And that last freeze we had caused all the ice or all the water in there to expand and bust that pipe. So I had to get up there and fix that yesterday. And I realized that what had happened, I have these stands that hold the pipe up off the roof, and one of them had fallen down, so it was bowed in this one section, so it wasn't draining off. I have a backflow a backflow preventer on it, so whenever it stops, the water doesn't go back down and inundate the pump. But it wasn't flowing off. The excess water, normally it's set up so it'll flow off, you know, so there's no water standing in the pipe. So I had to build some new, when I put the new pipe in, I attached some stands to this. I don't even know what happened to them. I don't know if the wind blew them. I don't know what happened to them. Squirrels carried them off or something. They were just PVC couplings attached together. So anyway, I cut a couple of pieces of this busted up pipe and made some stands so I could stand that pipe up off the roof and slant it so none of the water will stand in that pipe, hopefully. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed we don't have that happen again with this new setup. That's the first time I've had that in there 20 years. Never had that problem until just recently. It's the first time it's ever happened where it busted that pipe. That pipe's been up there 20 years. Crazy stuff. You know, that's the thing with weather. If you don't like it, guess what? It changes. Global warming, global cooling, global climate change. Yeah, you know, it's called the weather. That's what it's called, the weather. And it changes. It's a miracle how that happens. And it's cyclical. Anyway, that's what I know. I made my turn. I'm headed back to the karate studio. Across the street here. Keep from getting run over. God, that story, man. That was a wild man. We actually hung lights on the tallest outdoor advertising. It actually set a Guinness Book of World Record. It's in Atlanta, in the Mixmaster, which is an 8-story tall junction, highway junction, 8 stories tall. And the only way, and this thing had it was right in the middle, so it was a 4-way. Each of the sign sections, 8 high, 8 stories, 10 stories, I think it was 12 stories tall total. 150 something feet in the air, maybe taller than that. It was tall. Had 8 signs on each level, 8 levels. And we hung the electrical and the lighting on them. Well, the only way you could get to the top of this sign, to this entire structure, they had a helipad on top of it. Had to get a light helicopter and land us on the roof of that thing, or on the top. Had a little pad up there. You talk about interesting. Whoo! My old butthole don't pucker much, but that one it puckered up on somewhat. That one was a little puckerish, to say the least. But, you know, after you get up there and you climb down into the structure, it's like any other. You got catwalks and you got little ladders that take you from one spot to the next. That one actually had a hoist type system. So you could hoist heavy things from one level to the next. And that's what we did. Bring our lights up. The light sections we'd build on the ground and bring them up to these are these big square halogens, real bright, 500,000 candle power lights. And we'd hang either 4 or 8 on each sign, whatever they called for. So they illuminate the sign well. But yeah, buddy, it took work, it took guts, and it took insanity to do that. One of the guys on that job, I can't even remember his name now. I think his name was Fred. He was a big rugby player, man. He loved to play rugby. Mean guy. Anyway, he always had a black eye or busted lip or stitches somewhere on him from playing rugby. But he actually went to do the whenever they started doing the telephone towers. He started doing that. Started wiring these telephone towers, and he did really well with it. He wanted me to come to work for him, but I'd already moved on to do something else because he knew I didn't have any fear of the heights and doing the stuff up on those catwalks. And anyway, he ended up getting killed. He ended up taking a nosedive off one of those big towers. Those things are 300 feet in the air. They're crazy. It's the first cell towers they put up. But I don't know what happened. I just heard that he got killed. He fell off one. Ended up killing him. So I don't know. You just never know. You never know when your number's going to be called, guys. Never know. I thought my number was going to be called during COVID when I got COVID so bad. Lord had other things in mind for me, thank God. Thank you, Lord, every day for that. But if it had happened, I'd have been ready. I'm ready. You never know when it's going to happen. They say just be prepared for when it does. So, okay. Well, I'm going to bounce off of here. I got about 10 minutes. Damn, I got 5 minutes to get my little girl. I'm almost to the corner here. Usually takes her 5 minutes to get out to the truck. Get wound down, talk to her buddies and stuff. So I'm gonna bounce off here, guys. One thing I want you guys to always remember: each day is a one of a kind. Today, man, just gorgeous. It's a day I'll remember. Each day is a one of a kind. That breath I just took, I'm never getting that breath back. You guys need to think about these things. Think about what kind of legacy you're leaving for your family and for this world. Okay, guys, I'm going to get off here. You guys make it a great day, okay? I'm going to. All right, God bless.